But the first thing that you do is set its energy. Now, this is something that we do cover in the module, but I think it's important to talk about. When you get your hands upon a crystal, okay, that crystal is capable of receiving all of the information around it. So set it as a benchmark of fifth dimensional energy so that it no longer takes on lower frequencies. Very important. It's the first thing that I do with all of my crystals is set it so it does not pick up. Because let's be honest about this, everybody. Like, we all have bad days, don't we? We don't all float around in a fifth dimensional bubble of wisdom and heart-centered goldness. Sometimes we have crappy days.
Yeah, that's part of this process. We're meant to have rubbish days to help us learn and grow to go through this process. Yeah.
So on those particular days, particularly if you might have trodden on a bit of Lego or been bitten by the neighbour's cat or something like that, and you have a sweary moment or something, you wouldn't want your crystal picking up that experience. So you just set the benchmark of energy. And then that crystal is serving you at fifth dimensional capacity. Okay. And that eliminates pretty much the requirements that you might feel that you need to have to cleanse your crystal all the time. Okay. So a lot of people, if you've taken your crystal, say, I mean, I travel through the airport with my crystals, but because I've worked with them and I've set them at a frequency, they don't pick up the majority of what you would not want them to pick up in an airport. They're fine. They're cool. Everything is still shining as brightly at the other end as it was at the beginning of the journey. And all you need to do is sit there with your crystal, with your eyes closed, over your heart, and you ask it to hold that frequency. It is so.
You just literally say, from this point onwards, ask that you only hold an energy from a fifth dimensional frequency and above.
Yeah.
And if you are holding anything less, please let go of it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, and you know, we right, and we think, you know, that's a bit of stone or rock or damn or you know, glass, or you know, our conscious minds that are kind of programmed, for want of a better word, to be in this material, physical world around us, see things as solid objects. But this is alive, just like a plant is alive, or a tree is alive. And there is essentially an elemental being that has bonded with this crystal, formed a relationship, and it's basically inhabiting the crystal, and it will respond when you communicate with it. And that is the basis of working with the crystal. Treat it as if you are working with an angel or an ascended master or whatever. It is a living being. And you just have to communicate with it. They are beings of service, again, just like the angels. They are here to assist us and to help us. And if you ask them for something, they will do it. You know, obviously, if you're asking something positive, you know, they're going to do it. So, and that is kind of the fundamental basis of all of this. If you want to do something, just ask it, even if you don't know if it's possible or anything like that. You know, you can always ask for under the law of grace. If you're not sure whether it's the right thing to do, you can ask for it to be done under the law of grace, so it's for the highest good of you and for the crystal. And just ask, use your imagination, go wild with it. You know, because that's how we have breakthroughs. That's how we discover new things.
Expanding the powers of the imagination.
That's it. You know, it's the same with crystal grids and stuff like that. You know, we've seen a couple of questions. You know, can you use a crystal grid for this? Can you do a crystal grid for that? Just do it. If you want to do it, if the ideas come to you to do it, just do it.
Absolutely. That's such an important point because, again, in many cases that we are limited by our own perceptions of what we should or shouldn't be doing. And as David said at the start, refer to how children work with crystals. A child's not thinking about what it should or shouldn't be doing with crystal, it just does. And I've watched children construct really powerful grids from either crystals that are lying around or pieces of the land, stones from the beaches, from from the local area, and they just go with whatever their intuition is guiding them. That's what crystals are asking us to do, to take the kind of like the man-made construction out of our mind and replace it with the heart-centered flow of creation that we see when children are working with crystals.
That's it. And you don't need anything crazy fancy to do that as well with grids. We often think we need these big pieces, like massive bits of quartz and stuff like that. You can do it with anything. Anything holds energy, absolutely anything. Wood, metal, glass, it all holds some vibration. Crystals are particularly good at it and will hold a higher vibration, which is why crystals are so great. But you can use flowers. All these things have got an energy, and they will add to the overall construction of the grid. But they don't even need to be big. So this particular module of the toolkit has got a number of videos that we've included. We've filmed us talking, working with crystals and building grids, and Tim built 3 beautiful examples of crystal grids. The first 2 were quite big pieces, quite big bits of quartz and unicorns and stuff like that, and they were absolutely amazing. And then we built a small one using one of my 6x4 prints, just a very small picture, and a couple of tiny shards of quartz that were probably about that tall by about that wide, absolutely minute. And we used, I can't remember exactly how many, like 4 or
I think maybe 4 or 5
or
or something like
very,
that.
Very small amount. You can pick up these little bits of quartz for like £1 each or something like that. Really, really low investment. And if I recall, you acted it to the Arcturus.
That's right.
And you would not believe the energy in the room. By the time we finished it, Tim and I were sweating. We didn't open up the window, go outside for a minute. It was unbelievable.
It was boiling in here, wasn't it? It really was. And suddenly thought, is it me?
Yeah.
It's a bit like then at the end of it, like we're both like, like absolutely cooked, aren't we? It's brilliant.
The energy was incredible, and that was by far in terms of from a financial standpoint, and the investment in the parts was the simplest by a long way.
Simplicity. Sometimes it's the way it is, isn't it?
It was incredible.
Yeah.
So it's just about your intention that you put into it, really.
Yeah, it is. Everything is intention.
Yeah.
Okay, everything that we're going through on this planet at the moment, everything that we are traversing on the ascension process is fueled by our intention, because intention precedes manifestation. So if you're using your intention to place your energy into a crystal, the crystal is it's part of the spark of the manifestation that you are beginning with the creation process. So your intention, whatever is coming from your heart, from your mind, the union of all of that positive energy that's flowing around you, but what you actually want will be expressed via the crystal.
That's it. And amplified.
And amplified,
which is
very
why
much
they're so powerful.
Very much so.